Gayle Saunders here with Chris Mallee, and we are talking the prospect. We are talking Ja'Marr Chase, wide receiver from LSU. Obviously, a name that everyone should know. I know Chris has his jersey, right? Has the LSU jersey, repping the brand. But at the end of the day, Eagles are in a position to finally get a weapon in Philadelphia. Hopefully that he makes that this far. I mean, that's where we're at. We're all excited about the sixth pick. We're all trying to figure out at this moment where the Eagles go. Do they get a quarterback, as Carson Wentz has just been traded? Do they get weapons for Jalen Hurts if he is their guy? But do they bring in alpha males? And I think this is the perfect opportunity to do so. But just initial thoughts off the bat. You know, you're a LSU fan. You've seen his career. You've seen him flourish over the last couple years. How are you feeling about Ja'Marr Chase, Chris?
Never in my wildest dreams did I think that the Eagles would be bad enough last year to put us in position to get Ja'Marr Chase. I mean, it's one of those things where like you're watching like the Julio Joneses of the NFL and you're like, I wish we had one of those guys, but you also wish you're not that bad to be in position to get one of those guys. Well, here we are. We had the sixth pick, and Ja'Marr Chase, I think he's going to be sitting there, and this dude is the alpha male of all alpha males when it comes to the wide receiver position. I mean, he would have been the first wide receiver taken last year. He's arguably going to be the number one wide receiver taken this year, and he didn't even play a snap. So it would be an excellent addition and just a long line of LSU wide receivers that have that flourish in the NFL.
Look at this SEC record holder for receiving touchdowns in a season. He had 20 in 2019. SEC record holder for receiving yards in a season, 1,780 in 2019. Imagine an Eagles wide receiver going over 1,000. Jeez. 2019 Blitnikoff Award winner. Unanimous All-American 2019, first team All-American 2019, 2019 All-SEC first team, 2019 SEC Offensive Player of the Week at Ole Miss. Those, like, we're talking about the SEC. We're not talking about any other. We're talking about the SEC, and that's where the ballers a lot of the ballers hang out. So if we're talking about getting a prospect that who's flourished against talent that have been drafted in the first round, if we're talking about cornerbacks, guys whose stock he's easily dropped from going up against him, that's where you have to get excited about if you're an Eagle fan. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about, Kyle Pitts at 6. There's talk about cornerback, Surtain, a guy he's had his way with. I mean, you could name off the guys, AJ Terrell. You could say
CJ Henderson.
Who got drafted high.
Diggs on the Cowboys now. Yep.
Obviously, against the Cowboys, we would love to have a wide receiver who dominates. And he would do so if he was in the NFC East.
The thing with Ja'Marr Chase is, I mean, he had just such a prolific season, and that was along with sharing snaps and targets with Justin Jefferson, who was a 111 reception guy. You had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who had a monster season, and you had Thaddeus Moss. Randy Moss's son was in the offense, and Terrace Marshall, who is probably going to be a first-round pick this year. Like, it wasn't like Ja'Marr Chase was just getting like hyper-targeted. Like, this guy was just a monster. 21.2 yards per reception, and I think the most amazing thing about stat that he has is every 4.4 catches that he had, he scored a touchdown. And it wasn't like some Deshaun Jackson, like, oh, he had like 40 catches and he had, let's say, like 10 touchdowns. Like, no, like this dude had 20 touchdowns and he had 84 receptions last year. Like, the dude was just a monster, and he was on the most prolific offense of all time. And not to say that Joe Burrow is bad. He was obviously great before the injury for the Bengals. But if you put him in an offense in the NFL, dude's really going to step up. Ja'Marr Chase, he's been working out with pro trainers his entire life. We'll have videos, breakdowns on him, and him talking about his dad, who was a great athlete before his time as well.
It's insane just to see the way that he wins. And some people always talk about deep field threat. You're thinking of a home run hitter with speed. Like, the way that he is a deep field threat is he's going to win 50-50 balls. He's going to muscle you out of the way. He's going to dominate at the catch point. His play strength is something to be marveled at, because, like me playing a wide receiver, that's been one of my positions in college. You look at some kind of, players' traits, and you kind of like, me being a smaller guy, I always look at bigger wide receivers. I mean, he's 6'1", but I'm saying the way that his strength, the way that he moves people out of the way, like that with his hands. And it's like, when players try and jam him, like, okay, like he's going to make you pay. But not only that he wins with like strength, play strength, he tells stories with his routes, and, his route stems, they all look the same. And then, if he gets in your blind spot as a DB, it's over. It's over. And then he just puts a slight hand on you, instant separation. And I think looking at Justin Jefferson and how he wins with his storytelling, what they're doing down at LSU, they're really churning out some really dynamic route runners. So at the end of the day, having a guy who can get open with play strength, nuance to his route running game, take it to the house, and then become a yak monster as well. Like he's a running back in space when you get him the ball. So we're talking about a guy he's been groomed to be the next, and it didn't start just a couple years ago. I mean, obviously he's still young. What, 19 years old? He's gonna be 20.
Yeah, I think he's like just 20 now. Yep. I'm saying the thing with Jamar is that like there's no injury history. The dude has the size, speed, and athleticism that you want. He comes back for the ball, like you said. He's aggressive at the catch point. He plays like he's 6'7", but when he's in the field, he plays like a running back. I mean, he's special. Like there's a reason why. I think my biggest pitch for him, because everyone talks about like Devonta Smith, or do you want Jamar Chase? Like Jamar Chase didn't take a single snap. And this is after Devonta Smith had one of the most prolific years in college football. I mean, he won a Heisman as a wide receiver, and you're still not sure if you want to take him before Jamar Chase. That's how special Jamar Chase is here.
And that's like some people say like, oh, are you guys knocking Devonta Smith? No, this is really about Jamar Chase's game and what I feel is special about it. I feel like he's just well-versed and well-rounded, and that's what you want from one of your alpha wide receivers. He's not just he doesn't have one trick to his game. I think he's kind of like a jack of all trades. So if we can get this kind of guy in Philly, that would be one of the bright spots to this 2021 year. It's already started off with a bang, but overall, like some of the clips that you want to share, that kind of like we both picked out some clips. I don't know exactly which clips Chris picked out, so it's a surprise for me. I'm kind of like just telling the story of what Jamar Chase's game is like.
Yeah, so the first clip right here, this was against Texas. This is just to show him just coming back for the ball, fighting through it, and like obviously it's a little subtle. It's nothing crazy here, but like the guy comes back for the ball, strong hands, rips the receiver off, and then he quickly is into the open field. And then another one right here. This is against C.J. Henderson, who was a top 10 pick. It's super fast. I mean, they kind of run like a little switch route right there where he stems to the outside, then up. And like I saw people saying he's not fast in the open field and he doesn't spread the field out. I was like, that was like the most bizarre comment I saw the last couple of days on the timeline. Like, dude averaged 21.2 yards per reception. Like his longest touchdown was like 78 yards. Like, and people don't think he's fast because people are looking at like his 40 time or whatever. Like, I think he's gonna run the 4.4s when the time comes. I mean, the dude's special. Gayle, any clips you want to show? Just
referencing your last statement. Some people were telling us that Justin Jefferson was slow, and he was gonna run slow. He ended up running. They're gonna say 4.5-ish. He ran in the high 4.4s. I think Jamar Chase should probably run in the high 4.4s or maybe in the 4.5s. But still, I mean, that doesn't take anything away from his game. This play right here, you get him on the island right here. This one's against Diggs. You know, he's setting up this corner right here. There goes the hand, quick hand, and then he dominates at the catch point. DB's out of control. He has no idea what's going on. He gets to the blind spot, and then you see the hand checking, and then it's over. Like he has the cornerback out of position, and it's just a slight nudge. And this is kind of like the nuance that I like. Like I like to see those little things where you know, another wide receiver might not be able to muscle out a guy like that with one hand swipe. So I like that.
He lit up Vanderbilt in this game. I mean, like you see him take a slant route to the house. You see him high point the ball. You see him manage the sideline. I mean, he's one of those guys because everyone always wants comparisons. Like, who does this guy remind you of? I mean, I don't like doing that because like all the players are their own people. But he's a guy where like you see a huge combination of people. Like you see the Julio Jones attributes because he plays like he's like 6'6", 6'7". Like dude plays like way above his height. Like he plays above the rim. When he's on the sideline, you see a little bit of Stephon Diggs. His hands are incredible. And speaking of his hands, here's his dad actually talking about it a little bit.
I work with him on the small things. His hands are out of this world. You know, they actually call him Hands Jamar. That's his name, Hands Chase, you know. I'm extremely proud in my son, you know, because he exceeded all my expectations.
Ever since he stepped on the field, I think he's just been lightning in a bottle. He's won at the high school level, won at the college level. I just think he's a phenomenal talent. This one's against Auburn. I mean, here he is, man, again, with the hand. It's the same thing. You start seeing the same thing over again. You see DBs helpless out there on an island. They have no plan. Once he's leaving. Once he gets a hand on you, it's a wrap. And that's, like I said, he's not beating people with pure speed down the field. That's just pure muscle, pure hustle, and getting out there and making people look stupid. This one's against Surtain, I believe. No, this one's Diggs again. Again, talk about that muscle. They try to put some hands on him, and boom. Yeah, not today, bruh. And this is a guy that was a top prospect last year and is a starting cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. So again, in the NFC East, we know Diggs does not want to see Jamar Chase as a Eagle.
Yeah, the big thing with Jamar is he's already 6'1". He was playing around 205. They're saying he's probably going to be around 215 come his pro day, and they're saying he's going to fly during his 40. Like he looks big and he looks fast. He put out a little small preview clip of what he's been working on in the offseason since he didn't play at LSU this year, and I'm telling you, like, the dude's ready. Like, even when he was like 15, 16 years old, when all these trainers and coaches were with him, they said this kid is an NFL prospect because he just had like the build, the physique, the athleticism, and the mindset and the mentality. And it was great seeing him say that his dad had his back, and seeing that his dad did have his back, because it's huge having a support system like that, especially a father that played the position and really can just guide him and have his back throughout the entire process as well.
Yeah, for sure. This one is against Surtain, who is going to be most likely a top 10 pick. And I think he's got the cornerbacks already guessing. I mean, him getting upfield and having his stems all look alike. They're already guessing. He's got him. He gets a little slight hand on you, and then the separation ensues. It's easy pitch and catch when you have a wide receiver like Jamar just doing little things, and then he gets the yak as well. So it's like, again, we're talking about Surtain, going to be a top 10 pick. We're talking about C.J. Henderson. We're talking about A.J. From Clemson. Where's he playing now?
Terrell. He's on the Falcons.
He's talking about Diggs. Like, he's went up against the best of the best. So at the end of the day, man, like it is what, like, for me to even talk about anybody else at 6 before saying Jamar Chase. And if he's on the board, I'm running up, and he's my guy. So, I mean, final words before we get out of here on Jamar Chase, Chris?
Like I said in the beginning of the video, never in my wildest dreams did I hope that we were bad enough to be in the position to get a guy this good, because Jamar Chase was being mocked in like the top 5 of the draft last year. This year, he's still getting mocked in the top 6, and it would be a dream come true. I mean, not even just as an LSU fan, but as an Eagles fan, like, and a fan of football. Like, this kid's tremendous. Some people kind of forgot about him because Devonta Smith had such a big season. I mean, he'd be amazing. Jamar Chase is one of the best receiver prospects we've ever seen. He didn't even play football, and he's still regarded as a top prospect, not even just receiver. Like, people consider taking him in the 2nd or 3rd spot. That's how talented he is. Hopefully you guys got some good takeaways from the clip. If not, you can just run back some LSU tape from last year. I mean, the kid's special, and he would be an incredible addition to the Eagles team.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, it's all about getting alphas. It's all about getting players that make sense, that are game changers. The Eagles are an offense that is lacking playmakers at this moment. I feel like Jamar Chase would be a perfect piece to the puzzle in Philadelphia. But that's all for me and Chris. We're talking the prospect. That was wide receiver Ellis from LSU, Jamar Chase. And we'll see you guys in the next one.